Have you ever experienced a single moment that completely changed the direction of your life? A moment so unexpected, so powerful, that it felt like time itself stopped just to watch what you'd do next. This is the story of a man who faced that kind of moment. A moment that changed everything. He wasn't anyone special, at least not by the world's standards. He was just another face in the crowd, living a routine life filled with ordinary days and predictable nights. Every morning, he followed the same path to work, the same tired expression on his face, the same thoughts running through his mind, bills to pay, deadlines to meet, and dreams that had quietly faded somewhere in the background. He had learned to live without passion, without purpose, surviving, not living. But life has a way of testing us when we least expect it. It was on one of those ordinary days when everything changed. The sky was gray, the air heavy, and his thoughts even heavier. He was rushing, as always, trying to make it to work on time. As he crossed the street, lost in his thoughts, he heard a faint cry, a child's voice, desperate, afraid. He looked around and saw a little boy standing at the edge of the road, his small hands trembling, his eyes wide with panic. In that split second, the world seemed to freeze. Cars sped by, people walked past without noticing, but something inside him shifted. Without thinking, he ran. He sprinted toward the boy just as a car came hurtling down the road. With one motion, he pulled the child back to safety. The car screeched past, missing them by inches. For a few seconds, there was silence. His heart was pounding, his breath short, but the boy was safe, crying, but safe. The mother came running, tears streaming down her face, thanking him again and again. And in that moment, as he stood there with shaking hands and a racing heart, he realized something. Life could end at any second. Everything we chase, the money, the titles, the routine, it all means nothing if we forget how to truly live. That day, when he went home, he couldn't shake off what had happened. The sound of the car, the fear in the boy's eyes, it replayed in his mind over and over. But along with that fear came something else, a question. What am I really doing with my life? He sat in silence that night, something he hadn't done in years. He thought about his childhood dreams, the things he once wanted to do before the world told him to be realistic. He remembered wanting to travel, to write, to help people, to make a difference. But somewhere along the way, those dreams had been buried under responsibilities and fear. That moment, that single act of saving a life, awakened something in him. It reminded him that life isn't about existing. It's about living with purpose. It's about doing something that matters, no matter how small it seems. He realized that he didn't need to change the world. He just needed to start by changing his own. The next morning, he made a decision. He resigned from the job he had held for almost a decade. People thought he had lost his mind. Why would you throw away a stable career, they asked. But he had finally found clarity. Stability meant nothing without meaning. He started volunteering at a local shelter, spending his weekends helping children who had no one. The same children who looked at him with the same fearful eyes that had once belonged to that boy on the street. Every smile he saw reminded him of the day everything changed. Slowly, he began to rediscover himself, not through success or wealth, but through connection, compassion, and purpose. But life didn't suddenly become easy. There were days of doubt, moments when he questioned if he had made the right choice. Bills piled up, friends drifted away, and the uncertainty of his path sometimes felt overwhelming. Yet every time he felt like giving up, he'd close his eyes and remember that moment, the sound of the child's cry, the rush of adrenaline, the realization that he was still alive for a reason. And that became his anchor. He started writing about his experiences, sharing his story online about how one moment changed his life and could change others too. His words began to reach people who felt lost, trapped, or hopeless. Messages poured in from strangers, saying his story gave them the courage to start over, to find their own moment. It's strange how one split second can create ripples that touch countless lives. What began as an act of instinct turned into a movement of hope. And the man who once felt invisible suddenly became a source of light for others who had forgotten their way. Looking back, he often said, "That day wasn't just about saving a child. It was about saving myself, because sometimes life gives us moments that wake us up, moments that strip away the noise and remind us who we are. We don't always recognize them right away, but they're there, waiting to change us if we're willing to listen." Maybe you've had a moment like that too, one that forced you to see things differently. Or maybe your moment hasn't come yet, but it will. And when it does, don't ignore it. Don't brush it off as coincidence, because that might just be life trying to get your attention. Sometimes it's not about grand achievements or perfect plans. It's about a single act of courage, a single decision to be present, a single choice to live differently. That's all it takes to change everything. So ask yourself tonight, what are you running from? What dream have you buried under the weight of what's practical? Because maybe, just maybe, your defining moment is waiting right around the corner. Life is fragile, unpredictable, and short. We don't get to control every chapter, but we do get to choose how we respond when the unexpected happens. And that choice, that one moment of clarity, can turn an ordinary life into an extraordinary one. So when your moment comes, when life pauses and gives you that quiet chance to choose differently, don't hesitate. Take it, because that might just be the moment that changes everything. If this story touched your heart, don't let it stop here. Share it with someone who might need this reminder today. And if you believe that every life has a turning point, that one moment that can spark transformation, then let's spread that light together. Subscribe to the channel for more stories that inspire change, courage, and hope. Leave a comment below and tell us about your moment, big or small, that made you see life differently. And don't forget to like this video if it reminded you that sometimes the smallest moments can make the biggest difference, because one moment can truly change everything.